What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're here with the Championship Series of Pirate Rumble, so we're going to go ahead and explore the meta and see what's going on in the Championship Series of Pirate Rumble, and today we're just going to do some regular matches with whatever team really is going to suit the matchup that we come up against, and I really want to try and get a variety of different matches in this video today. It is Championship Series, so I'm going to show you guys the teams that I am using at the moment, and we'll see how they kind of work. So let's just jump into my attack teams first. Pretty typical PSY Free Spirit team. This is like my go-to team. If I'm not really too certain what I want to use against a certain matchup, this is typically what I use. But however, this DEX team is getting really strong too. Of course, because of Dogstorm and Cat Viper, very good against quick enemies. So if I'm against a quick team, this is going to be my go-to. It deals with them pretty comfortably and haven't had too many issues with this team thus far. I've got a couple of other teams as well, like we have the Slasher team, which I did showcase in the Kara and Wanda video. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely go ahead and peep that. We use this team in full force, and it's pretty impressive. It gets the job done against a lot of really hardcore teams, and you know, it was close in a couple of different matchups, but a really strong team nonetheless. And then this is my strength team that I typically use against any DEX matchup, and haven't really found any issues with this team yet either. It's not as bulky as what I would like, but I mean, it's because we don't have characters like Legend Jack, for example, which can provide some really good tankiness. This is still a really solid team nonetheless, with really good damage potential, and the rumble abilities of both Kaku and Toki provide really nice debuffs to DEX enemies, enabling us to get through the fight a little bit easier. We've got a couple of other filler teams here, and then we've got this one. This is my mono quick team that I typically use against strength teams. However, there have been a couple of opportunities in the past where this team has actually fell a little short against the strength team and has actually found up losing. So at the end of the day, it's still a good team, but you really have to be careful about your matchups and really pick and choose the right strength teams to go up against. And then the INT teams, unfortunately, I don't really use the INT teams that much because they're a little too risky in my eyes. They're just not reliable enough. But anyways, we've got a couple of good teams here. Let's go ahead, jump into some matches, and see what we can find. Always love to see teams like this. This is the prime opportunity to use DEX teams. It's a pretty bare bones, basic, quick team. Nothing really stands out as a major threat. I guess the only thing that could really cause a lot of problems would be characters like King, who do like guaranteed, well, they don't do guaranteed damage, but he hits really hard single target damage. But then like Akainu, for example, that can provide really annoying health cuts at the start of the fight, really. But outside of that, I'm really not concerned about this at all, and this should be a pretty comfortable win. I don't see us losing this in any sense. I would say that, you know, our team would lose against this team like maybe once out of every 100 matches or something. Like this is an easy shoo-in, right? So this is what we're saying. Akainu really does that annoying health cut at the start, but considering how bulky we are, I'm not really finding that to be that much of an issue. Kizaru is a nice addition to these DEX teams though, to provide constant attack and defensive increases, and he does provide only 1000 damage, but you know, 1000 damage is better than no damage, am I right? I mean, Kaido obviously is a kind of an annoying character to deal with too. Paralysis, defense down, obviously can be quite bad, but then you got Luffy, who does pretty solid damage and provides a counter, which is kind of nice. Cat Viper also does really good damage, where he does like damage 1 and then damage 2 against quick enemies, because we do have Dogstorm on the team, so we get the secondary ability. Izo and Okiku do not terrible damage, but against, you know, the DEX team that we have, we can just resist a lot of that damage. Moria is so good, providing so much defense down towards the quick enemies. I believe he provides like level 7 or 8 defense down or something. It's pretty nuts. And then Dogstorm just comes in and wipes him clean, done within the first, you know, 40 seconds of the match. Pretty impressive, to be honest. Yeah, no real problems there, and yeah, that was an easy win for the DEX team. So teams like this are also ones that I will typically go up against. If it's like a 5-man INT defense, I'm not really too concerned about that, considering they don't really have a lot of offensive capabilities. They're more about, you know, stalling you out, trying to get to that timer to 0, and I mean, that's not really going to be that big of a problem with the team that we have, considering a lot of those characters that they have are going to be driven or powerhouse. Law can debuff them, and then we've got characters like Yamato and Odin, which can provide nice utility of halving their stats or action binding them, as well as doing just absurd amounts of damage. And even in cases where we have, you know, either attack debuffs or halving stats on our side of the field, typically the specials of Yamato and Odin are still going to be very valuable to have against these types of teams. And here we go with Yamato already providing huge damage, almost getting a double knockout there. And then Rebecca can provide some defense down too. And then we've got the Luffy and the Straw Hats providing again some more damage. We get some healing, we get some action bind. We do get that secured on Perona, which is pretty nice because Perona does provide like really annoying debuffs. So being able to just block that is really good. Sengoku with a bit of healing and guard up, but that's not going to be a problem. We have Odin, hopefully get some good action binds. Look at that, like that's just crazy, man. So Rage is going to do some damage over time effect, but we're not really too concerned about that, to be honest. So we'll go ahead and do some damage with Law, knocking out the Reiju, and it's just with 2 left. Their Moria will probably launch their special, which is going to halve our stats, but not really too concerned. Actually might die, but we're not going to get another special back before Moria launches, it looks like. Oh yeah, this is game over. So good. Yeah, so yeah, the 5-man INT team, I'm not too concerned about it at all. However, when you get to INT defense teams that have like 7 characters or 8 characters, yes, that can definitely be a bit of a problem to take on, but 5-man teams are not really that big of an issue. So I immediately saw this team, and this one kind of stood out, because this is a person that actually went out of their way to get their hands on Pell. They've got Moria, which is probably another really good Pirate Rumble Rare Recruit character. They got Sobermask, they got V2 Doflamingo, Cat Viper, they've also got Luffy, and interesting that they actually have Whitebeard on their team. This is a very, very intriguing defense team. I kind of like what he's trying to do here because Whitebeard has such a low CT, and when he launches, he essentially like halves the attack, or halves the health, should I say, of all of our characters on the field. And that's pretty bad. And the thing is with Whitebeard is that he is kind of self-sufficient in a way. When he falls below 30%, he gives the crew like a huge defense buff or an attack buff or something. I can't remember exactly what it is. And the thing is, as we said, you know, Whitebeard's CT is so low that he's almost guaranteed to go off, unless if you run a really speedy team. But it looks like he is going to launch here. We'll have to see how things go. Where's Whitebeard? Okay, Kaku. Okay, we got rid of Whitebeard. That's a huge benefit to us because Kaku not only killed Whitebeard there, which is good, but it actually went ahead and halved, or not halved, but gave a little bit of defense down towards those DEX enemies there, which is good. Odin does good damage, actually got the Luffy to proc his passive for the revive. A little bit of recovery back, a little bit of CT increase from the Toki. Sobermask not going to do too much there, we blocked that relatively well. Luffy is ready to go, but we really want our waifus to launch. Oh no, dude, that's so bad. Okay, Kid, come in. Okay, that was really good. Luffy is somehow still alive. God damn, I hate Luffy. He's so annoying. And Dofi, luckily his CT isn't that high. Wow. You know, things could have gone a lot worse for us in this matchup, but I think we're sitting relatively okay. Oh, this could be bad. Okay, Odin's down, but at least... oh my god, he fully charged Dofi. Oh my god, Dofi could actually ruin us here. Oh my god, this could be really bad. Hang on, I'm holding my breath, bro. I'm holding my breath. Okay, we got Kobe launching, which is going to go ahead and fully charge someone. Who's he going to fully charge? Kid's fully charged. And we got Law. And then Kid should be okay. This should be it. Okay. Boy, oh boy, that was a lot scarier than I initially thought. You know, Luffy fully charging one of those DEX allies is a problem. Luffy is such a hard-hitting unit to deal with in Pirate Rumble. Luckily, we were able to secure victory, but as I said, we don't really run a defensive style strength team with Legend Jack, for example, who would be a good addition to this team. But either way, we got the job done, which is the main thing. Alright, so we're going to run it back against this Korean player here that also has another DEX-focused team. This is another very, very solid team. I think we'll be okay once again, but you can never discredit the DEX team. Like, honestly, the DEX team has a lot of good characters right now. They've done a lot over the past couple of months to make the DEX team one of the best Pirate Rumble teams in the game. And it's crazy to think about because... before the year 2022, like I'd say, you know, right before Cat Viper's release, Cat Viper and Dogstorm, like the DEX team was trash. Like it really didn't have a lot going for it. I mean, there were a couple of good PvP rare recruits, like Moria was still out at the time, but realistically, DEX didn't have a lot going for it. And now, when you think about DEX, they're literally one of the best out there, and you can just see from the recent challenge difficulty match on the single match of Pirate Rumble, they've got a lot of good characters, and it's a credit to Bandai for making them as good as what they are. I still would really love them to go out of their way to make class teams more viable in Pirate Rumble, but hopefully they'll be able to do that over, you know, the future months of Pirate Rumble. But either way, let's see what's going on here. We have Lucci coming in with some damage. That is going to hurt. Toki and Kaku barely holding on. Kid's coming in for some damage though. We already had Luffy's revive proc, and now Doflamingo sitting by himself. We're going to confuse him, so when he launches his special, he's not going to be able to launch. So that is absolutely fantastic, but he's not even going to get an opportunity to do that because we came in with a very comfortable victory within the first 40 seconds. So that's awesome to see. So no real stress from that match right there. So we take another dub. Alright, we're going to give it a shot, okay? So I found this side team. It looks really, really good. And typically, I don't challenge side teams. I just go out of my way to avoid them because I just don't feel 100% confident in challenging them. However, we have a relatively solid INT team here that should be able to take on this team. They have a lot of strikers on their team, which is where Dory and Broggy can help debuff them. We have Urogue that can somewhat debuff them. I think the new Blackbeard is relatively decent. We have Moria. We've got some pretty decent units here, so we're going to give it a shot. This particular team I did showcase in the Blackbeard Pirate Rumble video, so if you guys want to go check out this team in a little bit more finesse, go check out that team. This team actually performed pretty well to my recollection. I'm pretty sure in the 3 matches that we showcased in that video, they were all victories, so I really hope that we can secure another victory here today. But look, the side team is incredibly strong that literally anything can happen. We have pretty good health and defenses though, so that is one thing that we have on our side. Our CT is really low, so they're going to be launching a lot more specials than what we are, so we just hope that we can tank them. The real big problem here is Odin and Yamato. The halving of stats obviously is a huge problem. Yamato hits really hard, but Odin, when he launches, he can do the action bind, and we hope that we can just avoid some of it. And that is about as bad as you can get. That's really, really bad. And it sucks even more that we get the halving stats on the enemies after they had already launched their specials. Lots of damage coming in here, and it's such a shame because we really want Urogue to launch because Urogue does so much damage. And unfortunately, Dory is going to get knocked out. We get Smoker to come in though, which is probably one of the bench PvP characters you can be bringing in. And Urogue is barely holding on. I really hope we can get his special to launch. If he doesn't launch, we don't win. It's just as simple as that. At least Blackbeard is going to launch. That's a nice one. A little bit of defense down, a little bit of damage. And then Whitebeard from the bench is launching his special before Urogue. That is crazy. And so is Smoker. And we actually get the special bind on the Yamato, so they will not be launching their special for quite a while now, which is good. Come on, Urogue, where are you, buddy? Come on, dude. Please launch your special. Moria's launching again. That's very, very good for us. You know, actually, we're kind of bringing it back a little. Oh, no, you're kidding. Oh, Urogue avoided it. Dude, where is he? He just ain't launching. And somehow we're surviving. Where is he? There he is, finally, dude. Holy. Come on, dude. That was great. Okay. Oh my god, what a stressful match. See, I'm telling you guys, Odin is such a problem, dude. But luckily, we were still able to hold through with some crazy health and defenses. We held through multiple special activations from that side team, and we still secured the victory. I'm pretty shocked, honestly. I thought for sure there was no way we're winning that match. After that first action bind, essentially half of the team getting action binded out, couldn't launch Urogue special to save ourselves, and that special is so key for this matchup in getting that victory. So, I'm pretty surprised that team actually still got the win. That's nuts. And then to wrap up this video, we're going to go ahead and have one more match, and it's going to be against a strength team. This is another, one that I would probably avoid because not only is Final Tat Kid on the bench, so you can't do damage to him for a long time, but then you've also got Waifus on the front line, Jack on the front line. I'm expecting us to tank a lot of damage and to probably get a lot of knockouts on our side of the field. It's going to be very vital to see who the waifus target with confusion, because if they target the wrong character, we're just straight up gonna lose. That character can single-handedly win matches because of that confusion mechanic, essentially resetting a character's CT when they go to launch their special. It's incredible how good that character actually is. We have a lot of CT increase at the start of this match here, which is really good for us, so we really just want to see Akainu launch and Kaido launch, and then if they get confused, it is what it is. Here's Kaido though, would ideally want the Akainu to launch first, but beggars can't be choosers, so at least we are going to get the Akainu to launch here, which actually should target pretty much all of them. That's great. Very good damage, no knockouts, but very, very good damage. So now we really hope that when the waifus go to attack, they target the confusion on Kaido and Akainu. So it did target Brook and Izo Okiku, so that's really, really bad for us because Brook can provide haste, Izo Okiku do crazy good damage, so that is super unfortunate for us. Alright, bit of damage coming in there, knocking out the Kaku and the waifus, but now we have to watch out for a lot of things. Now we have to watch out for Final Tap Kid, who's going to be coming in. At least the special is not high in terms of CT, so he does have to charge that back up. Akainu and Akaido are going to be very, very vital here, so let's go ahead and see how much damage they're able to do. Defense down, good damage there. We got another knockout on Law and Ace, okay. So Kid, alright, we need to get rid of him. Once we get rid of Kid, I'll be feeling a lot more comfortable. Okay, so it did target the groggy monsters, and Akainu is launching. This is great. No, holy crap! Oh my god! He just knocked them all out. 4 characters left, no health cut. There was just raw damage coming in there from Akainu, and he just said, "Not today. We ain't losing today, boys." So there we go. Shout out to Akainu for that one. But a very, very scary strength team. Typically, you would want to avoid a team like that. But we got the job done. So we got 6 challenges and we got 6 wins in today's video, which is absolutely awesome. So that's going to wrap it up from us today. Luckily, we're able to get a lot of good victories during the championship series of Pirate Rumble of July 2022. So that's going to wrap it up from me. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video today, and if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.